Hi there, you caught me mid-slither. Don't mind me, I'm just an anaconda. Yes, the massive muscle-bound noodle you've probably heard about. And let me tell you, being born as one of the biggest snakes on the planet isn't as glamorous as it sounds. I mean, sure, I'll grow to be the reigning heavyweight champion of the Amazon, but the road there? It's wild, unforgiving, and occasionally just plain embarrassing. Stick around. I'll spill all the juicy details about my life from noodlehood to apex predator status. Spoiler alert, it involves a lot of near-death experiences. Birth is a weird thing, isn't it? I mean, we are born and then we're immediately on our own the moment we hit the ground. And nobody warned me that most of my life I will always be soggy. We anacondas usually spend our time in swamps, rivers, or murky waters. I can tell you that life as a baby anaconda is definitely no picnic. At just 2 feet long, I'm cute, sure, but in the Amazon, cute equals edible. Some animals, like those jaguars, they like to stare at me as if I was the special on the lunch menu. My only advantage? I'm slippery, sneaky, and born knowing how to swim. So where do I go? Straight into the murky river, where my green and brown patterned skin turns me into the ultimate game of spot the snake. Spoiler, no one wins. But survival isn't just about hiding, it's about eating too. Growing up in the Amazon isn't exactly a buffet, but I'm starting to figure out what works. Frogs? So delicious. Small fish? Reliable. Even an unlucky bird that wandered too close to the water's edge. You'd be amazed how many creatures forget the rule. Never trust a calm river. As I grow longer and stronger, so does my appetite. I'm not just eating to survive, I'm eating to grow. Out here, bigger means safer, and safer means more food. The jungle has a strict hierarchy, and if you're not climbing it, you're falling off. I've developed some handy tricks along the way, but finding dinner is not so easy. Our main hunting game is a glorified game of hide and squeeze. Meanwhile, our prey, like capybaras, can sprint away like Olympic athletes. Being big and strong is great, but it's hard to chase dinner when you're basically a 30-foot noodle with no legs. My skin isn't just for show. It's my ultimate disguise, letting me vanish right into the jungle's chaos if I need to. I like to call it my invisibility cloak. It makes me feel kind of special in a way. Prey never sees me coming, and when I strike, it's with precision. One day I spotted my first capybara, a giant, chubby rodent practically screaming meal. Did I catch it? Let's just say I got a free river tour instead. Oh well, each hunt is a lesson, and I'm only getting better. For now, I'm sticking to easier targets. The capybaras can wait. By now, I've graduated from adorable noodle to a serious contender in the jungle food chain. At about 10 feet long, I'm no longer easy pickings. But let's not pretend I'm untouchable. The jungle is a crowded place, and while I'm climbing the ranks, I've still got to keep one eye on my back, or my tail. The real threats? Jaguars and caimans. A jaguar's bite can crush bones like they're twigs, and caimans? Well, let's just say we're rivals who'd happily trade roles as predator and prey. And don't even get me started on other anacondas. It's a jungle out there, literally, and everyone's looking for their next meal. But it's not all danger. I've also become a much sharper hunter. Camouflage is my superpower, letting me stay hidden for hours, even days. Once, I waited in the river so long for a meal I almost forgot why I was there. When a rodent finally ventured too close, I struck fast, wrapping my coils like a living vice. Dinner served. Of course, not every hunt is a win. Adolescence. For humans, it's all awkward growth spurts and bad decisions. For me, it's a different story. At around 15 feet long now, I'm no awkward noodle. I'm a bona fide jungle powerhouse. I've got muscle for days, camouflage so good it's practically magic, and the confidence of a predator who knows exactly what it's capable of. My meals have leveled up too. Small fish and frogs, a distant memory. These days I'm eyeing bigger, juicier prey. But life as a teenage anaconda isn't all wins. There was that time I lunged at a deer, only to miss and end up tangled in a bush. Let's just say I slithered away before anyone could laugh. Still, with every meal and every challenge, I'm getting closer to my ultimate goal, becoming an apex predator of the Amazon. Now that I'm nearing adulthood, life in the jungle feels different. At over 20 feet long and stronger than ever, I'm no one's snack anymore. Jaguars give me second thoughts, caimans steer clear, and smaller predators don't even bother. But being big and powerful comes with new responsibilities, or more accurately, new instincts. Mating season arrives, and suddenly I'm not just thinking about survival, I'm thinking about legacy. That's right, it's time to find a partner. The process is, let's call it unique. I pick up the scent of a potential mate and slither through dense underbrush and muddy waters to find her. When I do, we begin a slow, deliberate dance, coiling around each other in what looks like a jungle ballet. But there's lots of competition. Dozens of males compete for one female, romantic, right? Afterward, it's back to business as usual for me. The female will carry and give birth to our young, just like my mom did. And those little noodles will enter the world to face the same challenges I did. The jungle's cycle continues, endlessly brutal and beautiful. It's a strange thought. Some of those babies might grow to be just like me, while others, well, let's just say the jungle doesn't make exceptions. Survival is tough out here, but that's what makes it worth it. As I grow older, I'm still a force to be reckoned with, but even legends have their limits. At over 25 feet long, I'm practically a living myth of the Amazon. The smaller predators steer clear of me, and I've earned a certain respect. But here's the catch. With age comes a bit of wear and tear. I don't move quite as quickly as I used to, and chasing down prey feels more like an Olympic event these days. That deer I tried to catch last week? It bolted before I even made my move. Embarrassing, sure, but also a reminder. Age waits for no one, not even an anaconda. Now strategy is my best friend. I spend more time in the water, where I'm at my stealthiest. Patience is key, hours, sometimes days waiting for the perfect moment to strike. My size is still a huge advantage, allowing me to take down bigger prey like wild pigs or even deer. But it's harder work now, and each hunt leaves me more exhausted than the last. Oh well, what a life it's been. From a slippery noodle to a giant river legend, I've done it all. And now, as I rest in the cool water, I wonder, will my story inspire the next little anaconda to rise through the ranks? Probably. It's a good story, after all. The thing about the jungle is that it's always moving forward, with or without you. And as I settle into the later years of my reign, it's clear my time as the big boss is winding down. But don't feel bad for me. This is just the natural flow of life. Now I get to relax a little more. At this stage, I spend my days in quieter stretches of the river, basking in the sun or lazily waiting for my next meal. I'm not chasing capybaras anymore. Instead, I've got my eyes on easier prey, something I can catch without risking a pulled muscle. Yeah, even an apex predator knows when to take it easy. But as I rest, there's a sense of pride. Somewhere out there, my offspring are facing the same challenges I did. Dodging jaguars, outsmarting caimans, and climbing the food chain one meal at a time. Sure, most of them won't make it. That's just the jungle's way. But the ones who do? They'll carry on my legacy. And speaking of stories, here's one more for you. Did you know horses are some of the weirdest creatures on our planet? Seriously, they're full of quirks you won't believe. Click over to the next video to learn why horses are nature's most entertaining oddballs. Trust me, it's worth a watch.